Welcome, everybody, to Marquee Sports Network for this high school hockey matchup between the St. Viator Lions and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. My name's Dylan Ward. That's Andrew Rubin. We've got Wes Anderson down at the sideline. We'll hear from him in a little bit. Jimmy the Wiz Olson, our technical engineer, as always. Gerard Boris, his assistant, and Matt Freeman, our cameraman. And Andrew, this is the last SHL regular season game before the winter break, and boy, is it a big one when you look at the standings.
You mentioned it is the last game before we flip over to the new year, and there's an argument that this game today is between the two hottest teams in the SHL, in St. Ignatius and St. Viator.
Yeah, St. Ignatius 7-1 in their last 8 games, losing last night to the Fenwick Friars, but before that, they had rattled off 7 wins in a row. As for St. Viator, three wins in a row, and they've won 10 of their last 12 games as the lights have dimmed here at Nicholas Sportsplex in Mount Prospect, Illinois. And we're getting ready for the St. Viator Lions to take the ice. They've always got a good in-game entertainment here, especially at the high school level.
Absolutely, Dylan. I had the ability to play here at St. Viator, but this is, I believe, the first year where they have these pregame introductions with the light show especially. Very special feeling. It's something that I feel the players on St. Viator definitely appreciate.
And listen, it's not just because this is on Marquee Sports Network, Andrew. They do this for every home game. It's been a great tradition new this season.
St. Viator is one of those teams that does things right here in the SHL. Their fans are always one of the most competitive, well-supporting fans around the league. Always a big night when you get to play here at Mount Prospect, especially on a night like this in a game of this magnitude.
As we await for the boys to come on the ice, the officials have made their way onto the playing surface. If you're familiar with Mount Prospect Ice Arena, we're here on the North Rink, where St. Viator plays their home games. We've got the Lion logo in both ends of the ice as well. As that 5 minutes on the warm-up clock just continues to sit there. It's a pleasure to be on Marquee Sports Network, third high school hockey game of the season on Marquee Sports Network in great partnership with the Chicago Wolves. We saw New Trier Blue and Chicago North at Allstate Arena and Glenbrook North and Glenbrook South on Thanksgiving Eve. And we've got some more for you as winter break rolls along. We've got the Metro Girls All-Star Game, SHL versus CCHL All-Star Game, as well as Lake Forest versus Stevenson in January.
It really is a great partnership between both the SHL and Marquee Sports Network. As a player, that feeling of when your game is on TV, on cable TV, where anybody throughout the world really can watch it, it's a different feeling. We broadcast games all sorts of places, but being on TV is something so special. You feel like you're almost a professional athlete at that level.
Yeah, and Andrew, when we're on YouTube on the SHL network, people have to look up the game to find it. There's probably several of you watching right now who are just flipping through the channels. Maybe you're a Cubs fan and you check out what's on Marquee every now and again. And strap in, because we've got an exciting one here on this Saturday. First day of winter here in Mount Prospect, Illinois, North Shore suburb. As we continue to wait, St. Ignatius takes the ice, and we're moments away from the Lions stepping onto the playing surface. There they come, led by their starting goaltender tonight, Brock Harrer.
You mentioned the Lions starting goaltender, Brock Harrer, Dylan, and his stats absolutely speak for himself. And on the other end, starting for St. Ignatius, it will be Brody Netsky as well, two of the top goaltenders in the state of Illinois. And we can rattle off all the stats, how their save percentage is well over 900, their team record, their goals against average. But we don't need to do any of that because we know that their teams have so much confidence in them when they're in the net, and we will see that here today.
Well, the clock has begun to tick on the warm-ups. 4 minutes and 30 seconds until we have puck drop. We talk about the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. They started the season 7-7 at that SHL record of 7-5-2, but they're 7-1 in their last 8 games, as I mentioned, winning 7 in a row before they dropped an SHL game last night to the bottom team in the league.
And we had the chance to talk to head coach Spencer Montgomery, and it is absolutely no excuse, he said, but they were missing a good amount of guys for that game, and they feel that those guys can make a big impact and come back and help this team bounce back today.
4 minutes left in the warm-up. St. Viator wearing white jerseys. I've seen these jerseys before, Andrew, but not the helmets to go along with it. It's a nice look. On the other side, St. Ignatius wearing their new alternate black jersey with Wolfpack written in cursive along the front.
I feel like it's a good time to bring up the jersey battle that is going on the SHL Network Instagram.
Yeah.
I know you run that, Dylan, and it's always a hot commodity at this time of year.
We'll get a lot more into that soon, but before we do that, we're going to send it down to Wes Anderson, who's standing by at the St. Viator bench with the Lions head coach, John Sclafini. Wes, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you're 7-1 in your last 8 games. What's been working so well for your team in that span?
We have 4 lines that are producing. We're coming out. We have a mindset that we are the team to beat, and everybody in the locker room is, the camaraderie, the brotherhood that they have. It's second to none. This team is ready to go.
The last time you saw this Ignatius team, you guys lost 4-3. What do you need to do differently tonight to come out with the win?
Stay out of the box. They had 3 power play goals. We got to play discipline, play our game, play the way we do, get on the forecheck, and take it to them that way.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck
Thank
tonight.
you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. And Wes just mentioned that first meeting between these two teams. That was all the way back on September 22nd. So each of these teams, one of their first games of the season. 4-3 the final score for St. Ignatius in a shootout. St. Viator led that one 2-0 after the first period before Iggy scored 2 goals in 39 seconds to tie the game up in the second before it eventually was decided in the shootout.
And Dylan, personally, I would not look too much into a game like that that's played so early in the season. Both these teams have changed so much since that point. You can really almost throw that game out of the window, and you really don't know what to expect in a game like this today.
We'll talk about what's been making the Lions so successful. In their last game, a 6-3 victory on the road against Glenbrook South. They're 10-2 in their last 12 games, but they've had a lot of home games, Andrew. 8-2-1 at home. As a matter of fact, after tonight, only 3 home games remaining in their schedule.
And, playing on your home ice is an advantage. I talk about a lot on broadcast throughout the year of how every rink has its own little nooks and crannies. Heartland, we talked about in our last broadcast I did, they got spots around the ice where the puck just bounces weird off the boards. Mount Prospect being one of the newer ice arenas in the state of Illinois, it's a lot faster. The boards are fast. Just something to watch out for. Maybe a team like St. Ignatius, who also plays on a fast rink as well, at 5th third can be ready for.
All right, well, as we close in on puck drop time, we're going to send it to commercial break. We'll be right back after a moment here on Marquee Sports Network. Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Hope you found us okay on cable TV for this high school hockey rivalry matchup. Last game in the SHL regular season before winter break. And Andrew, let's talk about our goaltending matchup tonight. It's the same 2 guys that faced off back in that September game. Brock Hare for the Lions, 9-5-1. A goals allowed average of .232 and a save percentage of .926. 1 shutout to his name. On the St. Ignatius visiting side, it's Brody Netsky, 9-3-2 SHL regular season record, a .218 goals allowed average, .916 save percentage. He also has 1 shutout to his credit, so both coaches going with their main starters.
And Dylan, we talked about them briefly earlier. They are just 2 of the elite goaltenders we have in the SHL this year. You look at all these teams, it's almost superstar after superstar at the goaltending position, and you see that with the stats they put up in the close games we consistently have.
All right, well, A tradition at all St. Viator games, of course, is your starting lineups and national anthems. So we'll step aside and let the in-rink presentation do all the talking here on Marquee Sports Network. Star-Spangled Banner before a hockey game here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. The PA announcer and DJ down there, Dominic Canena, has been with this St. Viator team for a while, had a son who played here, graduated some years ago, and sticks around and does the games, and he brings a good life and energy into the barn.
Absolutely. As somebody that played while he was doing the PA announcing, it definitely makes the game just that much better as a player. It gives you even more of a real feel. And we'll hear as when goals get scored, when he announces it too as well, it just gives a little bit more energy to the barn here at Mount Prospect.
Both these teams looking for a quick start. How about this stat split, Andrew? When St. Ignatius scores the first goal of the game, they're 9-1-1. How about Viator? When they do that, 10-1-1. So each team only with one regulation loss following the opening goal of the game.
And Dylan, we see that all throughout the SHL as well. We've seen Glumberg North and Glumberg South when they played early this year on Marquee Sports Network. Up until that point in time, both times when they score first, those teams, they always win. That first goal has been so crucial in SHL matchups this year.
All right, here we go. Opening face-off at center ice, Viator in white, going from right to left on your screen. St. Ignatius in black going from left to right on your screen. The puck falls and we are underway. St. Viator controls as Loftus will dump this one in. 17 minutes as per usual here in the Scholastic Hockey League in each period. As St. Viator works with it in the attacking zone, it's brought back out by St. Ignatius. Grabbed right back by the Lions. Newhouse trying to get that one in there, but Jackson Steinloff takes it away. Out to neutral ice. Knocked off the puck is Austin Haynes, and grabbing it instead, Hogan. He'll backhand it in before it gets kicked out to the neutral zone once again by the Wolfpack.
Nice hit there by Finn Hogan to shut down that opportunity, as it looked like St. Ignatius might get a break early on.
Now this one tipped in. Past center ice, so no icing. Speck plays it to Connor Sibitroff. That one takes a deflection as well. Here's Pepe LeBoy, centered at Sibitroff with a shot, and that one stopped by Netsky. Early grade A scoring opportunity for the Lions. Now this one tipped just wide.
See this early forecheck for the Lions, putting a bunch of pressure on the St. Ignatius team.
Thrown back up high, that's taken away and brought back out by St. Ignatius. This one played off the near side boards. Viator gets it out. Pizzuara goes up to LeBoy. Pepe LeBoy steals the puck, lost it on the follow-up. Kept in the zone by Hong. He sends a shot down low. It's fought for down below the goal line. Early on in this one, just a minute 30 gone by. Cleared out by St. Ignatius this time. No deflection. And we get an icing with 15:21 to go in the first.
Yeah, and Dylan, we saw that early chance for St. Viator. It was right off their forecheck. They actually intercepted a puck off the boards played by the St. Ignatius defensemen. They were the first guys there to support the play, and instantly they get that puck to the front of the net looking for a shot, and a big first save for Brody Netsky, up to a big task on his first shot he sees.
Another save right off the draw. Now the Wolfpack get it out to neutral ice. Koenig plays it to the far side. Now Pukala. Back for Koenig. Pressuring for the Wolfpack. Reed Pienta. He gets ahead, but lost the race to the puck. Now Pukala gets hit into the boards by Max Meyer. Boy, he's a physical player, Andrew. Just look at his penalty minutes. 51 on the SHL season.
Yeah, Max Meyer, both physical and he goes to the front of the net as well. He's on the power play unit for the St. Ignatius team. Kind of a jack of all trades as we see him deliver another hit there.
This one sent down to the far side corner. It's taken by Lee for St. Viator. They can't clear it out, kept alive. Here's a shot, blocked away by Harrer. Now Meyer collects the puck below the goal line. Max Meyer cuts to the left side circle. Now up high, Meyer shoots. That one blocked by Koenig. And the rebound grab by Pukala on the near side corner. And Koenig, while taking a hit, able to backhand that one all the way out.
Good little sustained offensive zone time from St. Ignatius there. So it looks like icing will get waived.
Vasic just got a piece of it, number 60 in black on your screen. So here's another shot by St. Viator. That one would not go off the stick of Grayson Rizzuti. Now back up high. Here's a shot. Lots of velocity on that snapper, but it was stopped by Harrer. Rebound backhanded out. DePinto. And now Hogan will play it into the zone. Lions tag up and stay on sides. Good flow here in Mount Prospect. Not a lot of whistles. As a matter of fact, I think we might only have just that one icing call so far.
No, that's on the speed of this game as well. I think that's a big reason for the lack of whistles. Wes, you're down there on the ice. It seems like the speed these teams are playing with right now is just on another level.
Yeah, Andrew, especially when you take in consideration that Ignatius played last night, their first loss in 7 games, as Dylan mentioned earlier.
Now this one thrown on net. Harrer makes the save, knocks the net off. Ref thought about letting play go, but it was a 50-50 puck down there below the goal line. Ignatius leads shots on goal 2-1 here with 13:08 to go in period number 1.
And we talked about the differences in rinks. One thing I remember from my time playing here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena, the net comes off very, very easily. Wes, you are a goaltender, and we've asked you about it all the time. Sometimes goaltenders just happen to do it on purpose.
It's that good old accidentally on purpose. It looked like in that past instance, Brock Harrer was just trying to recover back to the post. And yeah, Andrew, that's a great pickup. Something that you got to keep in mind here is that net's going to pop off 3, 4, maybe even 5 times in a period.
Dylan, I talked about you before the game. It seems like at least once a game a goal gets called back here because of the net coming off or something like that of that matter.
Here's a shot by Steinloff. That one stopped. And Andrew, didn't you say that you once played in a game here that had 4 goals waved off?
Yeah, my senior year of playing hockey here, there was 4 goals, 3 goals by my team that got called off, and 1 goal by St. Viator. Something that I don't think I've ever seen before or plan to see again in a high school hockey game.
Well, how many of those are because the net was knocked off? All of them?
At least 3.
All right, we'll do it again. Face-off circle to Brock Harrer's right. LeBoy versus Steinloff. Steinloff wins it, but Sibitroff knocks it out with his skates. Connor Sibitroff down into the zone. Now it's LeBoy, try to center it. As it sits below the goal line, and St. Ignatius will get it out. Here they come, it's Austin Haynes. He's a big threat for this Wolfpack team. Haynes had an assist last game. He came into the game with 4 straight games with a goal, but keeps the 5-game point streak with the assist.
And Dylan, this whole first line for St. Ignatius is absolutely lethal. They're centered by Jackson Steinloff, and he's got Austin Haynes and Michael Hollab on his wings. They put up numbers like crazy. They're all towards the leader at the top of the leaderboard in terms of scoring in the SHL. When you watch them, they have great team chemistry, grateful. They play off each other so well. There's an argument it's the best line in the whole state of Illinois.
Jackson Steinloff does, in fact, Andrew, lead the SHL in scoring. 13 goals, 16 assists for a total of 29 points. Could he be the first to get to 30 points in the league tonight?
I think there is a very good chance, if you look at the averages, that will happen today.
Yeah. 29 points in 21 games. Here's one tip, just high of the net. Nice redirection by Danny Heidkamp, the captain. You'll hear from him later on in our broadcast today. As that touches a glove on the St. Ignatius bench and an automatic whistle.
And it's funny because as soon as we brought up how fast and how open this game seemed to be, it seems like we are getting a bunch more whistles now.
Hey, the famed announcer shinks there, guys, but something to keep in mind. A great start for the Lions here the first 2 minutes. All types of pressure in the Ignatius defensive zone. Since then, Ignatius 3 unanswered shots. Really did a great job of turning the tide in their favor here early.
Yeah, Wes, the shots don't quite tell the full story. I'd like to know what the shot attempts look like. As we always talk about, that'd be a pretty unique stat to have in high school hockey.
Yeah, and especially with the emphasis now on shot blocking, you see so many teams that are willing to sell out and sacrifice so much that the shot attempts in one game could be so much larger than just the shots on goal.
St. Viator has scored at least a goal in their last 4 periods. 8 of their last 9 periods since being shut out by Loyola Gold 3 games ago. So consistent offense as this one's thrown in front and just tipped wide right in front of the net. Austin Haynes looking for that redirection.
Real good chance there. Seemed like it was a set play off the face-off for St. Ignatius.
Now Colton Newhouse tries a shot, blocked by a skating close. Up and out of play. Edmund Burke getting in the way of that shot.
And Dylan, on that chance, again, no surprise, it's that first line for St. Ignatius. Jackson Steinloff, I had the opportunity to watch him the last game we called here on the SHL network, or at least that I did. And he was dominant at the dot. I did hit him with an announcer jinx in that game, Wes. I do remember that.
What was it?
I believe he was 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 on faceoffs to that point, and it was a faceoff to start a power play. And I said how important it was, and he instantly lost, and the puck got cleared. But so that one can be on me. But a faceoff guy like that is so important to start with possession a majority of the time.
You know, guys, it is really is wild how that just seems to happen so often. The caster's curse, as I call it. Here's Reed Pienta, taken away by Pukala. He'll play it off the far glass and out. Touches a body on the Ignatius bench. That's the second time that's happened in the last couple of minutes. 10:57 to go in the first.
Yeah, if you look at the St. Ignatius bench, you see that all of their players stand up on the bench. They are almost overlapping over the boards in contrast to St. Viator, where their players are sitting down. So it's definitely more likely see a puck hit off one of those St. Ignatius players.
Just under 11 minutes to go. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson. Here at Nicholas Sportsplex, the home of the St. Viator Lions. Here's Pukala playing it off the far side boards and down behind Brody Netsky's net. Talk about those shots. He's only had to make one save. Feels like I haven't said his name too often. As St. Ignatius looks to continue the pressure. Here's a shot from the blue line. That's blocked by Lee in close. Picked up by Pukala as he sends it across to the far side. And Lee plays it off the boards and out. Waltuck tried to backhand that one in, but goes off the skate of one of the officials tonight. As it is interesting, we usually see 2 linesmen, 2 referees in the SHL, just like we do in the NHL, but here today, 2 refs, 1 linesman. Usually when you see the 3-man crew, it's the other way around.
Yeah, interesting dynamic, and I don't know how they're going to do it here today with that, but so far they seem to be getting the job done.
9:58 to go in the first period, 0-0 game. 3-1 the shots on goal in favor of St. Ignatius. First time these two teams played, Ignatius not only beat them 4-3 in a shootout, but outshot them each period. 11-8 in the first, 16-8 in the second, 13-9 in the third. And how about that OT before the shootout? 5 shots apiece.
Yeah, in a high-pace overtime with that many shots, you would expect to see a goal with lots of high-danger chances in 3-on-3.
Hogan can't clear it out, but then Prezwara gets it out. And he will dump it in. Prezwara 2 goals last game. His second multi-goal game of the season. The first time he did that was in that September game against the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. He'll try a shot. That one wide of the net. No save necessary for Netsky. Now LeBoy goes far side with it. Prezwara down below the goal line. Prezwara sends it up high. Top of the circle, Speck with a shot. That one blocked, and here comes St. Ignatius. If they can win this race, it's Jackson Bossert. But a good defensive play by Finn Hogan draws some applause from the ring.
Great effort there from Hogan to win that race and clear it of a potential breakaway for the Wolfpack.
Now the Wolfpack slide it over to the near side. Ryan Loftus intercepts. He gets around one. Loftus in on net, tries a shot, draws a penalty. It'll be a hooking call, so no shot. But our first power play of the game belongs to St. Viator.
We see the speed there from Ryan Loftus. Makes a quick little move, forehand, backhand, to go around the defenseman, and it looks like it's going to be, is that going to be Hutch Dunley going to the box?
It appears to be number 43. We talked about his teammate Max Meyer leading the team in penalty minutes. Well, he comes in second place with 30 of them on the season.
Maybe it will not be Hutch Dunley.
Oh, you're right. Edmund Burke instead. Well, guess what? He's fourth. Sorry, Teddy Burke, his preferred name. All right, 2 minutes on the power play for St. Viator. All power plays on Marquee Sports Network and the SHL Network are brought to you by RSM, the power of being understood. Here's a shot by O'Neill. That one just tipped wide. Well, how about St. Viator on the power play? First place in the SHL, shooting at 22.0%. It's 11 for 50 on the man advantage. Here's a shot, that one blocked. St. Ignatius looking to clear it out, and now they will. The Wolfpack, meanwhile, on the Hannah Vanderploeg trial attorneys penalty kill. They've got a pretty good one there, 93.5%. Andrew, that's second place in the SHL on the kill.
Absolutely crazy that 93.5 gets you second place on the penalty kill. But again, we mentioned with the goaltending talent, the defensive numbers that are up this year, I guess it is not as big of a surprise.
Loftus with a shot. That one just trickles wide. As Andrew, you're a former high school hockey player. Your former team this season has only allowed 1 power play goal against in the Glenbrook North Spartans.
Truly a remarkable stat to be able to, I believe that they started out the year 31 for 31 on the penalty kill. Just unbelievable numbers. Almost feels video game-like to see something like that.
Shot tough angle, and Loftus could not get that one by. He's got 7 points in his last 2 games, 3 goals, 4 assists after a 3-game point drought.
And you see his speed. I mentioned it earlier. He uses that so well to his advantage, gets himself to time and space, gets his head up so he can make plays. It's no coincidence that Ryan Loftus is at the top of the leaderboard as well for scoring in the SHL.
St. Viator wins the face-off, 43 seconds to go on their power play. Here's a shot from up high. That got blocked. Rebound kept in the zone. Now here's Speck. Goes over to Loftus. Right circle, takes a shot, deflected, and missed the net. Now Newhouse gets it. Near side half boards, flips one in. Goes on target. And a thud off the pad of Brody Netsky.
Seeing a little bit of an effort here from St. Viator to get shots to the net on this early on power play. Establishing they're not afraid to get to the puck in the front of the net, and St. Ignatius needs to defend that.
Loftus, one nice move, then another. Tries a shot. Trying to get around the body of Jimmy Doherty there. He could not. As Brock Hare taps his stick to signal to his team, the power play is coming to an end, and St. Ignatius kills it. They're 1 for 1 on the PK, and we stay scoreless here in the first period. 2 shots on goal for the Lions on that power play. Now battle for the puck, far side half boards, right near our sideline reporter. It's a good thing there's glass in here. Here's a shot, right side. That one stopped by Harrer, and now is a good time to remind you people watching at home to book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or coworkers this holiday season. Of course, the Chicago Wolves, a big sponsor to make these Marquee Sports Network broadcasts possible. They'll be hosting the Metro Girls All-Star Game down at their home arena, All-State, as well as the SHL versus CCHL All-Star Game. Here's a face-off win for St. Ignatius. This one shot blocked on its way. Now back up high. Jonathan Walsh down to Hollub. Centered it. Looking for Austin Haynes. Didn't connect. So now Moynihan instead got to Haynes. He shoots right in close and fired that one over the net. Got to put that one on goal.
You see Michael Hobb look to the sky. He was wide open on the back door there. I feel like if that puck's able to move to his stick there in that situation, he's able to tap that in. So St. Viator lucky to not be down 1 goal here with less than 6 minutes to go here in the first.
Yeah, it was a great pass that set up Michael Hobb. And Wes, I could not tell if that puck went on edge just right before he shot it for the reason for him to lift it like that.
Yeah, it looked like it did. You could see it was knuckling as it hit the net behind Hare.
No goals in the game. Hogan gets drilled behind the net with the hit there. Michael Hollub, the third. We've got 2 the thirds in this game, 1 on each team. Michael Hollub and Pepe LeBoy.
That was a big hit there delivered by Hollub underneath the goal line, establishing that forecheck that head coach Spencer Montgomery of the Wolfpack wants to have so bad, and what he attributes their success to, as well as their team defense that they've been playing.
Here's Newhouse on a steal, gets it over to Loftus. He shoots. That one stopped by Netsky. Rebound Loftus grabs his own shot. Tried to flip it deep, but it's gloved out of the air by St. Ignatius. Loftus steals it right back. Picked the pocket of Steinloff, I believe. Now Loftus, left circle, takes a shot. That one stopped by Netsky. Rebound cleared out by St. Ignatius. Bounces off a skate, but eventually to Reed Pienta's stick. Pienta takes a shot, blocked by Hong. Swooping in there, O'Neal, as Hill fire it out. Knocked back in by the Wolfpack. Hong picks it up below the goal line, goes far side for Isaiah Barbie. Grabbed instead by Meyer. He tries a shot, got stuffed as Hong tried to play it off the far boards, or the end boards, I should say. And eventually he'll just bring it out himself.
Seeing the ice really open up for these 2 teams, getting some rushes back and forth.
Now it's Ignatius coming back the other way. Shots on goal 5-4 for St. Viator, but now 5-5 after that look. 4:09 to go in the first period as we await our first goal of the night here in the final SHL regular season game before the new year. Sibitrov gets it ahead. Przwara's got a partial breakaway. Here he comes to the backhand. Big save made by the pad. Rebound. And Brody Netsky makes a total of 3 saves on that rush.
What an unbelievable job by Brody Netsky. We didn't have the time to mention the 2 saves he had earlier in that sequence of up and down, but what a save on the breakaway, and then a second and third save as well. Looks like the referees are going to have a discussion to see if they should call a penalty. I believe it was a St. Ignatius defender actually that knocked the net off. Looks like they will not, as it still was a great chance for St. Viator in front of the net. That puck was loose when that whistle was blown.
Albert Przwara, it wasn't a clean-cut breakaway. Kind of came in slightly from the side and had to act fast as there was a defender on his tail. Here's Sam Reef. Got it back up high. Touched over. Here's a shot by Burke. Save, rebound right in front of the net. Some traffic there, but not another follow-up.
Great save there from Brock Hare. Puck was actually going across. He was moving across his crease when it got redirected back across. And you see a lot of shots like that find their way between the legs of goaltenders, but able to be tight and in his stance was Brock Hare.
Now it's LeBoy getting it up to Przwara. Albert Przwara, lead pass finding Sibitroff, but just past his stick, as Przwara was the recipient of a pass like that just moments ago. Now LeBoy gets knocked off the puck. St. Ignatius takes it back, and they'll fire it in. 2:40 to go in the first period. I think they only gave credit for one shot on goal, and it should have been 3. So the official tally is 6-5. The ref gets taken down now in on net. Here's a shot and another save by Netsky.
Almost an inadvertent screen there from the ref.
Now racing after the puck, catching up to it. Here's a backhand try by Charlie Jeremy. It didn't work out. And the other way comes St. Viator. 2:15 to go in the first period. Still no goals in the game.
Up and down we go, Dylan. As it looks like we're going to have a save and a whistle here from Brody Netsky. That's more of the action we expected in this game. First part, we saw maybe teams a little bit tentative, not trying to make a mistake, but the ice is wide open right now. We got rushes nonstop. Fast-paced high school hockey here on Marquee Sports Network.
And guys, I'm surprised Brock Hare didn't come out to play that puck on that last opportunity for Ignatius. It looked like he had an opportunity to just play that up to the left side, but chose to stay back in the crease. Nonetheless, made a great save.
Now here comes St. Ignatius, another rush. Moynihan taken away by Speck. Now Austin Haynes gets to it, but he'll send it to the far side where it's picked up by John Kolpins. Now near side, Koenig back into St. Ignatius zone. Simon Moynihan. Out to neutral ice, taken by Speck, who for a second didn't know where it was. Now a nice pass finds Hollub, Michael Hollub. Sort of a 1-on-3 rush, but now back up high. This shot just fired high of the net by Jimmy Doherty. As now we get a whistle.
No surprise, the net is off, Dylan, off its moorings, just very ever so slightly. And it will draw a whistle here. Talked about earlier, and it still gets to me a little bit when I see it.
Yeah, guys, it's one of those. It looks like it's on purpose, but Brock Harris is using the post to his advantage, just trying to spring off that post and try and cover the net. So, like you mentioned, Andrew, that's going to happen quite a bit here tonight as we continue with this game.
They might need to get the 2 points of contact pegs for the net here instead of just the 1 point of contact with how much it comes off.
Do any of the rinks around here use that?
I do not believe so, because you really don't need it for a youth game. It's more when you get to this level where you have goalies like this, like you said, Wes, with Brock Hare. There's just so much force when they push up off that post that it's almost the net has no chance to stay.
Loftus, nice move. Got it to his man O'Neill. That shot wouldn't go. The rebound is blown dead as that net gets knocked off.
It's going to happen a whole lot here today.
54 seconds remaining in the first period. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson, your broadcasters today. Jimmy the Wiz Olson, as well as Gerard Boris, your co-technical engineers, and Matt Freeman on your main cam. Hope you found us okay on Marquee Sports Network, or if you're watching on demand within the next couple of days following the game on YouTube. Happy to be with you here from Mount Prospect Ice Arena.
Good step up there from Hutch Dunley.
Now tipped in, Hutch Dunley chasing after it. 35 seconds left in the first period. As a steal by Ignatius. Here's Edmund Burke. They score! He centered it, and Hutch Dunley tipped it in. Only his third goal of the SHL season breaks the ice with 28 to go in the first. 1-0 to the Wolfpack.
And we saw it was Hutch Dunley who led that forecheck in, did not win the puck. But this is the second time that we have seen Teddy Burke intercept that breakout pass just with a little stick lift on those far side boards from us. He curls to the middle, and almost a shot pass right off the stick of Hutch Dunley, who deflects it into a wide open 4x6. And St. Ignatius gets the icebreaker real late in the first period.
Well, we put up a poll on the SHL Network story, who's scoring the first goal tonight. I got to give a shout out to Will Francis, 18. He said Hutch Dunley. Not only was he the first one to say Hutch Dunley, he was the first person to answer the story at all.
He knew right away. He didn't have to wait didn't waste any time.
As now can St. Viator answer here before the period comes to an end. This one kept in at the left point, now sent down to the far side corner. Newhouse gets it up to Loftus, fires a shot. That one just deflected wide, maybe got a side of the net as the follow-up is sent behind the cage. So that's going to do it for period number 1. 1-0 to the visitors here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. We've got a timeout coming up, but before we go to timeout, we'll have a quick conversation with St. Viator captain Aiden O'Neill as Wes Anderson is down there. So, Wes, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Aiden, you'd have 4 points in your last 3 games. What's been working so well for you on the offensive side of things?
Our line. We're able to work it down low pretty well. Loftus, he's playing great. He's getting me the puck. I'm giving him the puck and we're putting it in the net.
Things started to open up towards the second half of that period. We saw Ignatius broke the ice there. What do you guys need to do to get your first one on the board tonight?
He's got to keep our forecheck effective. We're doing well, and we got to have a good defensive zone.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. Teams continue to meet at their benches. Second period is coming right up on Marquee Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network. Second period already underway here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Just a quick timeout between the first and second in high school hockey and a full intermission between the second and third, as it looked like we just had a delayed offsides called by the referee. So maybe they're all just kind of doing double duty tonight.
Yeah, something to watch out for is that affects the goaltender, thinks it's a delayed penalty.
Yeah, well, I thought it was, so it's going to affect the broadcasters too.
Of course, the goaltender will leave his net, go to the bench for an extra attacker if he thinks it is a delayed penalty on the call. Will definitely throw a wrench into things if that is really just an offsides. Something to watch out for.
Now one thrown right in front, knocked out of there. Rebound sent out to neutral ice by St. Ignatius, who leads this game 1-0. The lone goal coming late in that first period. Hutch Dunley, a nice deflection with the shot from Grayson Rizzuti. As it is the visitors up 1. They have a chance to be up 2 here. Here's a shot, and Brock Harrer making that save. Maybe a block as well. Big stop to start the period as we've switched sides here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. And this one sent all the way down. And just enough for an icing, as ruled by our true linesmen, at least in uniform.
Guys, the way the puck was wobbling, I thought they were going to call that off there. You can see just as the last moment as that puck went across the goal line, the ref finally put his hand up to make that call. So, as you said, everybody's working double duty in the stripes tonight, guys.
Also seems like that puck hit a bunch of patches of snow.
Yeah.
Seen a pretty good amount of snow buildup on this ice already. Of course, Dylan, you mentioned we'll have an ice cut after this period, but something to watch out for the rest of this period, see how well they can make both these teams, again, playing such fast-paced game. How well can you do that with these ice conditions?
Back underway, St. Ignatius takes possession off the draw. A missed pass, but eventually possessed here by Danny Heidkamp. Taken away by St. Viator. Can't clear the zone on the first look. Now they will. Connor Sibitroff has some space down the near side. Gets it to LeBoy, who shoots. They score! What a passing play. Sibitroff to LeBoy, and right at the doorstep, tipped in by Albert Prizwara. We are tied 1 apiece here in Mount Prospect.
Dylan, you mentioned it. What a great three-way passing play. It was the initial drop pass, and then it was Pepe LeBoy. Again, almost seemed like another shot pass. Wound up for the one-timer, but it was on the ice and deflects right off the stick of Albert Prizwara. Very similar to the goal of Hutch Dunley. Almost no chance for both goaltenders on a shot like that, and we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, guys, that shot fake by Pepe LeBoy is what froze Brody Netzky here. You see he went down early, and just as you mentioned, Dylan, a great passing play to tie things up.
Not only that, Wes, but when he sees that wind-up for the one-timer, you're going to come out try to challenge that shot, and that's what allows the stick of Prizwara to almost sneak behind Netzky and deflect that puck into the net.
Brissoir, we talked about him. 2 goals last game for St. Viator in that 6-3 victory over the Glenbrook South Titans. He stays hot. He now makes it 3 goals in his last 2 games, and lots of time left here in this one. 1-1 between these 2 rivals. You're on Marquee Sports Network. So happy you're joining us tonight, spending your Saturday evening with us at Marquee Sports Network.
And Dylan, we just saw a play that, as somebody who watches the SHL sit-down podcast, it looks like St. Viator just flipped that puck out of play right there, and you mentioned you would like to see if that could be a penalty, as it is in the SHL. Or in the NHL, excuse me, if they could bring that here to the SHL, something you would like to see. And your initial thought when you see that play because of the NHL is, oh, it's a penalty, but in high school hockey, it's just a whistle.
Sometimes I still can't wrap my head around the no-touch icing. The guys will win the race down to the puck. As this one shot on goal, that one stopped. And by the way, Andrew, it's the Scholastic sit-down, not the SHL sit-down. But you saying that does prove that you watch the pod, so I appreciate that.
Of course.
Be sure to check out the Scholastic Sit-Down podcast. New episodes weekly, posted on SHL Network's YouTube channel. Myself, Dylan Ward, and Luke Jordan talk for about an hour every week, bring in a guest every time as well.
I believe Wes Anderson has already been
He has.
a guest on that podcast.
Don't flatter me like that.
Well, there's only one person in this broadcast booth right now that has not been on that on the podcast, although I did have the opportunity to go on it with Wes. But somebody like Wes, as I said, deserves to have his own spotlight.
Sounds like you might be throwing a little shade at Dylan there, my man.
Well,
possibly.
Hey, like Andrew said, you both got the invitation. We'll have you on the podcast soon. Would love to get a chance to talk to Jimmy the Wiz Olsen on one of those things if he'd ever let me.
Truly remarkable what he does. We talk about every once in a while what Jimmy the Wiz Olsen does and what he means to JMM Media.
Responsible for all the replays, graphics, different camera angles you're seeing on your screen tonight. He's being assisted by Gerard Boris tonight, but usually a one-man job for our YouTube broadcast. Just a little extra help in the budget here for the Marquee Sports Network broadcast. This one sent up and out of play. 13-17 to go in the second. It was 1-0 Wolfpack, now 1-1 on the game-tying goal here in the second.
And Dylan, again, we're seeing more up and down play. Opposite of what we saw at the beginning of the first period. It's going to be real fast-paced. Both these teams, I love being able to watch them. They both play their systems so well. They know what they want to try and do. We see St. Viator trying to match lines with the home team as well against this top line of St. Ignatius throughout this game.
Something big that gets overlooked a lot is that home and away designation in hockey, really the only sport where it has a direct impact and a direct advantage, so to speak, as the visiting team must put their 5 skaters out after every whistle before the home team, so that the home team gets to base their line off of the opposing line.
We see a good shift here from St. Ignatius. Hutch Dunley looked to activate right as he got that pass. A great glove save from Brock Hare. It looked like that puck was deflected by a St. Viator Lion, but tracking the puck really well there was Hare, able to glove it and allow no rebound.
Well, St. Viator outscoring the Wolfpack 1-0 here in this second period. How about this one, boys? St. Viator has not allowed multiple second period goals in 12 straight games.
It's especially interesting with the period of the long change. You
Yeah.
can get caught up sometimes with guys, some tired bodies out there. Real impressive to be able to do that.
On the other side of things, St. Ignatius had scored a second period goal in 3 straight games before that streak got snapped as they were held scoreless in the middle frame against Fenwick. Here's a shot, that one stopped by Brock Harrer. The rebound picked up by Koenig. He'll play it off the far glass, but just missing that and instead into the Wolfpack bench.
St. Ignatius got a couple of chances so far in this period, almost off of broken plays where the puck takes a weird deflection or bounces off somebody right to the front of the net. We've seen a couple turnaround shots already. We saw almost a one-time shot right there. Brock Hare's been up to all the tasks so far, but they always say get that puck to the front of the net and get some bodies there, and you never know what can happen.
Albert Przwara assisted by Leboy and Sibitroff here in the second period. Hutch Dunley assisted by Grayson Rizzuti in the first period. And as for Rizzuti, he had been on a bit of a drought, 10 games without a point, but he had an assist last game and an assist tonight, so starting to build up a 2-game point streak here.
Gets hot just as the year comes to a close, the calendar year. We get another whistle right off the faceoff, another turnaround shot there for St. Ignatius. Wes, one thing I always heard, it's real difficult for a goaltender on those turnaround shots to be able to track the puck off the stick just because of its different look.
Yeah, Andrew, it's almost like when you shoot off the backhand, it's just so hard to track off the stick blades. The goalies are, in a sense, almost guessing, but a shot like that just hits Hare right in the chest, so pretty easy save for a goalie of his caliber.
Another shot, bodies in front, but another save by Brock Hare. Sibitroff extends his point streak to 4 straight games, came into this one with 3 goals and an assist in his last 3.
And he was the one that started that whole play on his rush. He was able to have good enough patience to find Pepe Leboy.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take a shot. You read my mind, Andrew. 11:23 to go in the second period. Here on Marquee Sports Network, still plenty of game left as Sibitroff looking for another point. Centers at Leboy. His shot gets stuffed by the opposing number 12, Danny Heidkamp.
Yeah, and that was all-out effort there from Daniel Heidkamp, almost diving to get his stick on that puck.
Now right in front, another look by Przwara, wouldn't go. And Hong will ring it around. Down behind the net it goes. Danny O'Connor can't play it out. Barbie keeps it alive, but Heidkamp picked the pocket of him, and St. Viator forced to dump it back in. Now here's Burke. Up ice through the neutral zone. Over the line, this is Jeremy. Tries a shot. Gloved and deflected off the ceiling here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena, which obviously is an immediate whistle.
And guys, you talk about the rules within high school hockey. Something that we always talk about in the second period is the amount of snow that builds up due to the lack of the ice surface in between the first and the second. Down here at ice level, you can see it right in front of me. There's a big patch to the right of Brody Netsky here, so just something to keep in mind as we go on here in the second period.
Yeah, normally you have to get down to ice level to really see the snow build up. But I can see it pretty clearly here from up in the booth even. You can see the amount of snow on the ice is, I would say, above the average for sure.
Yeah, if you look at Netsky's crease, you can see it's almost like a sky blue instead of that little bit of a darker blue that it normally is.
Yeah, we've got a pretty heads-on view of the action here. Your camera view is actually not where we're positioned. We're all the way near the face-off circles down to the right side as this shot is held on to by Netsky, Dylan Ward, and Andrew Rubin up here in the booth. Wes Anderson reporting at ice level. 10:03 to go in the second period. 1 goal apiece as both these teams look to stay hot. St. Ignatius 7-1 in their last 8. St. Viator 10-2 in their last 12. As both these teams sit towards the top of the SHL standings, and if St. Viator able to get a victory tonight, they will head into winter break positioned second place in the SHL just behind New Trier Green.
And I believe St. Viator already clinched the tiebreaker against New Trier Green, winning the season series.
They did. They took that season series 2-1, including a recent overtime win on December the 13th. That was Friday the 13th, so bad luck for New Trier. As the Trevians actually outshot them 33-26 in that one. Now this one couldn't get stuffed home. A little action after the whistle.
Looked like there was another chance there for St. Ignatius as a puck got driven hard to the net there. It bounced around a little bit, but with all those bodies out there, we see the net come off. its moorings again, and it'll draw another whistle with just under 10 minutes to go here in the second period.
Celebrating the first day of winter officially here at the rink on this December the 21st. Christmas and New Year's just around the corner. Here's a shot from the left side by Steinloff. That one gobbled up by Harrer as he hangs on. 9:23 to go in the second.
Again, we see this first line for St. Ignatius on these offensive zone faceoffs. They're getting a good job of getting shots right off of these faceoffs. Had a good amount. We see another win right there for Steinloff.
Now right in front, a high danger chance as that puck sitting there loose near the crease, but eventually brought out of the zone. Sibatroth plays it off the boards. Pepe Leboy gets to it. Leboy centered it. Not a clean pass, but it will find Speck, who sends it down low. Now lifted out by St. Ignatius. Settled down and knocked in by St. Viator. Just about halfway through regulation time here at the Nicholas Sportsplex. Now's as good a time as any to let you know at home. Get a jump on your holiday shopping with awesome gear for your favorite Wolves fan. You'll love their hoodies, tees, hats, and novelties from Violent Gentlemen, Nike, Adidas, and more. All available right now at ChicagoWolvesStore.com. Offensive zone faceoff for the Lions. As Koenig gets ready at the right circle, actually tried a shot off the draw. Now this one thrown to the net. Rice right in front looking to deflect that one home. He could not. Rice with a goal last game.
It's a real good deflection there from James Rice, but an even better save from Brody Netsky with the right pad.
Now we've got a tie-up here in the near side corner as Koenig pinning down Edmund Burke. And some pushing and shoving as a result. Wes, you were right there at ice level. What'd you see?
Yeah, it just looked like a classic tie-up. I'm not sure if both are going to go sit in the box or not. Looks like we're going to get some offsetting minors here. I think we'll just play 5-on-5 after that. But quick injury update here down at ice level as Isaiah Barbie twisted his right hand, but going to get a wrap on that. Think he's going to be able to return, but until then, the Lions going to be down one man here in the second period.
Now we can see him down there at the half wall near the glass with his gloves and helmet off.
I actually saw him have that conversation with Wes Anderson, one of the best in the business at getting all the information down on the sideline. It's exactly why we have you there.
Battling with the Ignatius JV team down here. It keeps sliding me over to the right, but, you know, we're doing our best to keep you guys locked in with everything that's going on the benches down here.
You can hold your ground.
So it looks like 2 Wolfpack have gone to the penalty box and 1 Lion. We'll take a look at the live updates here. So far, all that's loaded in is a penalty against Koenig, 2 minutes for roughing, but in just a moment here they'll put in the St. Ignatius penalties, but it looks like it's going to result in a power play for St. Viator as they're lining up for a 5-on-4. Edmund Burke, 2 minutes for roughing. We'll see if that's a 2 and a 10 or not, as this one's sent down.
I think what they got was, I believe, it right after the initial scrum, a St. Ignatius player came over and just gave a little bit of a shove. And I think the official did not like that guy kind of being the third guy involved.
Here's Newhouse. St. Viator on their second power play of the evening. All power plays brought to you by RSM, the power of being understood. Here's Speck with a shot. That one blocked in close and sent back out to neutral ice. We remind you that you are currently looking at the #1 power play in the Scholastic Hockey League versus the #2 penalty kill here in this league of 11.
You saw that shot block by Michael Holub.
Here's Loftus with a look off the blocker.
Looked like that shot stung him originally as he had to make his way slowly to the bench. Something to watch out for as Holub, the captain, one of the top players for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack team.
Good puck movement here for the Lions. Still with a minute left on their power play, but Caster's curse, right as I said that, a missed pass goes out to the neutral zone. And pressuring shorthanded Jackson Steinlaw. Steinloff actually with 3 shorthanded goals on the season. Now here's Hong, leaves it. Przwara takes a shot in close. That one blocked and cleared off the glass, but not out. Now it will just come outside the zone. This one taken away by the Wolfpack. Here comes Steinloff down the right wing side, fires a shot. Save made as hanging on to it with the glove, Brock Harrer. As we get a whistle, 24 seconds remaining in the penalty.
Yeah, it looked like it was a 2-on-1 there, shorthanded for St. Ignatius. Jackson Steinloff with the puck. Snapped it right into the glove of Brock Harrer, who held it there, and we saw a little bit of frustration there from Steinloff. Gave the boards a little bit of a whack, knowing he had a pretty good chance at that one.
No penalties against St. Viator yet, or I shouldn't say that, no power play for St. Ignatius yet. St. Viator, on average, only 5.9 penalty minutes per game, as that is the second fewest in the Scholastic Hockey League. Connor Sivitrov looking to add to his assist tonight. Now Speck loves it down, finds Przwara, looking to add to his goal tonight. Tries for a second, that one stopped, rebound. Nobody at the doorstep. Now Speck tried to get it over to Sivitrov, and it's taken away by Ignatius, whose penalty has ended. So we're back to 5-on-5, and St. Viator 0 for 2 on the man advantage here about halfway through the game and some change. Now a stuffed chance, 1-2, now 3 shots on goal, all of which stopped by Harrer. Has some commotion down there at the goal line after the whistle.
Yeah, it looked like Jeremy, almost a power move right to the net there. Tried to stuff that one, got a couple of whacks at it as well, up against the pad of Brock Harrer. And he pays a price for it right after as he got taken down by, looked like a trio of St. Viator Lions.
St. Viator trailed this game 1-0 after 1, but a bit surprising to me, maybe not so surprising with their overall record. But when St. Viator's down after the first period, a record of 3-1. Well, they tied this game up
real quickly, and also something to take note, they aren't down, seems like, very often as well and after the first period.
Yeah. So it's only their 5th time, and what is game number 21 of the season for them now. Game number 23 for Ignatius, which is why this could be such a critical victory for the St. Viator Lions as they look to jump into second place ahead of St. Viator, who currently, instead of St. Ignatius, who currently occupies that spot. Now here's Loftus. Out to neutral ice. Grabbed by the Wolfpack. They'll enter the zone once again. Here's Meyer with a shot. That one just wide. Rebound behind the goal line. Now Vasek swoops in there. Penalty coming, I believe, against St. Viator.
Looks like it's going to be roughing is the call.
So after St. Viator unsuccessful on their recent power play, St. Ignatius will get a turn. It'll be their first look of the game on the RSM power play, the power of being understood. But you want to talk about this penalty kill for St. Viator. That's the Hannah Vanderploeg trial attorney's penalty kill. 24 for 24 in their last 11 games. The last team to score a power play goal against them, Glenbrook North, on November the 6th.
So approaching almost nearly 2 months.
Yeah. As St. Ignatius looks to break that streak. Right circle now down low. This one sent to the left side. Here's a backhand shot. Would not get past Harrer. Rebound brought up high once again. Dunley goes over to Meyer. Played to the far side. Jackson Steinloff. Steinloff still waiting for his first power play goal of the season. Does have 3 assists on the man advantage. St. Ignatius' power play, something that they'd probably like to work on a little bit more. 14.5%. That's 8th place in this league.
And Dylan, I mentioned I got to call the game they played against Loyola, and when I first heard that stat, it almost shocked me because of the firepower that they have on offense.
Now here's Steinloff, 4:10 to go in the second period before the Zamboni. Here's a shot. Meyer instead of pass. Now in front. Here's one look. Now two. They score. It's Austin Haynes with his 13th goal of the season. Ties Steinlauf for the team lead in SHL play. And the Wolfpack jump back to the lead. It's 2-1.
What a pass from Michael Hollop. You see him get that puck almost just off-centered from Brock Hare, and he takes a step towards the goal line to get Brock Hare to take one step over. Then he slides it right to the front of the net to, I believe it was Austin Haynes. Yes, Austin Haynes was the goal scorer, and one time, which was a great save by Brock Hare with his left pad, but the rebound came right back to Austin Haynes, who made no mistake with that one and buried it to give St. Ignatius a 1-goal lead.
Well, we talked about Haynes did not have a goal last game, had a goal in each of his prior 4 games. He gets right back to it. So extends a point streak to 6 games straight, and his 6th goal and 9th point in that span. Now Ignatius looks for another one. They can't get it past. We've got a penalty coming.
Believe this penalty is going to go against St. Viator. That was a great shift from Danny Heidkamp. Forced a turnover on the forecheck, took a turnaround shot, then ended up going wide. Then he got back to the front of the net, won the puck, was battling away at the rebound. Looked like he got cross-checked in the back. So that's what drew the penalty. And St. Ignatius is going to head right back to the power play.
And guys, that shift right after a goal is so crucial for both sides or both teams, excuse me. And we see Ignatius with all types of momentum here to get right back at it, back in the Lions' defensive end. And as you mentioned, Rubes, they're able to draw a penalty and possibly force this to be a 2-goal game before we go into the break.
It's a great pickup from U.S. That shift after goal is just so important. And we see right here St. Ignatius with a great chance to double their lead very, very quickly.
So back to the RSM power play. St. Ignatius just scored a power play goal moments ago, breaking that streak we just talked about of St. Viator not allowing a power play goal against an 11 straight coming into this one. Like I said, folks, the caster's curse is a real thing. Now top of the right circle. Up high, Dunley. Goes back for Steinlauf, now below the goal line. Up for Meyer. Max Meyer being pressured from O'Neill as he gets that one down to the right side circle. Steinlauf below the net. Gets it back, takes a shot. That one stopped by the pad of Brock Hare.
Great rebound control as well. Angle that rebound towards the corner.
Now this one stripped by Loftus. He comes out with it. A shorthanded breakaway. Ryan Loftus could not find the 5-hole as Brody Netsky holds his ground, keeps his team in the lead. Netsky has been tested a few times tonight on breakaways and odd man rushes, but has been up to the task.
Yeah, guys, on that last one, he was down a little bit early. I think Loftus might have been in tight too much to elevate that puck over the pad, but either way, 2 great saves on the breakaway for Brody Netsky tonight.
I think Ryan Loftus thought he had a little bit more time as well, but it was the long reach of Hutch Dunley, who also got a stick in there as well to make things just that much more difficult. But it was a great shot block. And again, we see the speed of Ryan Loftus there to generate the chance for that breakaway.
2:30 to go in the second period. Reminder, folks, don't go anywhere during the intermission. We have our sideline interview immediately after the second period with Danny Heidkamp, the captain of the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Along with that, we have Max Anderson, a pre-recorded interview with Vice Chairman and Governor of the Chicago Wolves, Wendell Young, to keep you company during the Zamboni. Before the third period, about 10 minutes later. Still in the power play for 30 more seconds are the Wolfpack. This pass missed, and they'll have to carry it back outside the zone. Now, this one passed up near the blue line. Some of the St. Viator fans not happy. I must have missed something. Here's a shot. That one held on to off the stick of Jimmy Doherty.
I think the St. Viator benches, well, they wanted a hooking call on that play, looking for a penalty that they did not get, as there is only 2 seconds remaining on the St. Viator penalty currently. Be interesting to see the formation saying Ignatius lines up with, knowing of a player exiting the box almost right at puck drop.
106 seconds to go in the middle frame. St. Viator wins the faceoff. They'll come out of the zone. Sibatroff leaves it. Przwara. Now Speck gets it back down deep. Intercepted and bobbled nearly, but eventually played out of the zone by the Wolfpack. Tipped in. Taken away by Moynihan. He'll retreat back to his own zone. Przwara pressuring him. Gets to the puck. Albert Przwara centered it, looking for Papiel, but he couldn't find him cleanly. Now he'll send it in down the right wing side. Goes to the far side corner. 1:10 to go in the period. Shots on goal, 21-14 in favor of the Wolfpack. They've been dominating this period, Andrew, with 14 shots against 5 in the second period as Netsky makes a good save. And some extracurriculars after the whistle. We'll see if we get anything.
Yeah, Hong with a few chops on Netsky's right pad. I think that's why Simon Moynihan was so upset. You see after the whistle a few shots too, and he's still chirping at the ref as he's going to the bench.
Well, not a huge student section here at this game on either side, but the fans animated anyway. 57 seconds to go in the period. Can St. Viator tie this thing up? Can St. Ignatius add some insurance? These next few moments will give us our answer. As Michael Hollub gets around one. Now this one centered, goes to the far side. Austin Haynes, who just scored the goal to make it 2-1. Now back up high. Here's a shot. Maybe a pass instead, but it missed his man. Now behind the net, thrown up high. Steinloff, left circle, shoots. Could not beat Brock Harrer on that look. They can't clear it out. Kept alive at the point by Jimmy Doherty. Now here's a shot. That one deflects behind the net. Michael Hollub. Hollub goes up high with it. Edmund Burke gets it back to Hollub. 9 seconds left. Now coming away with this one and taking a shot. Steinloff wouldn't go. 3 seconds, 2, now 1 in the period as we get a penalty, which will be listed at 0 seconds of this period.
Believe that penalty is going to go against Jackson Steinloff.
We do have an interview coming up here. As Wes Anderson stands by as the Wolfpack exit the ice.
I did not see a signal. We'll see if it can come through on our game sheet.
And it looks like Wes has summoned. That appears to be Austin Haynes. So, Wes, whenever you're ready, man.
Thanks, guys. Tough loss last night against Fenwick. What was the atmosphere around this team coming into tonight?
I think we're a hot team right now, so I think the mentality was just kind of like we need to prepare better and make sure that everyone's going and everyone's on the same page that we're just going to bounce back. And especially against a tough team like this, we need to prove that that game was just a fluke and that we can get back on track.
9-0-1 when you take a lead into the third period. What do you guys need to do in this third?
Protect the house. Our goalie's been playing great. Shout out to Brody. And I think that if we could just block shots and maybe get like one more goal, I think that we can seal this game up.
All right, thanks. Good luck in the third. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. That was Austin Haynes, the captain of St. Ignatius. Don't go anywhere. We'll go to break. When we come back, a pre-recorded interview with Vice Chairman and Governor of the Chicago Wolves, Wendell Young. That interview conducted by Max Anderson. And before you know it, the third period right here on Marquee Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot of hockey left. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson. We'll see you in a bit.
Welcome to the Intermission show here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. We have the pleasure of being joined by Wendell Young, the Vice Chairman and Governor of the Chicago Wolves. Wendell, really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us here as part of this incredible showcase that we've put together. So I want to start there. This high school and community-based showcase. Obviously, we had the college club game back a couple of weeks ago as well. Being on Marquee, this partnership between these different leagues, what's it meant to the organization?
I think it's great for everyone involved, from our organization right straight through, recognizing club hockey, recognizing high school hockey. You know, club hockey has we've got a spot for club hockey, as our owner Don Levin, his son Robert played club hockey at ASU, and as a freshman he won the national championship, and he actually ended up being the MVP. So I actually attended the national championships and watched them. So from that standpoint, high school wise, I grew up in Nova Scotia in Canada, and they always talk about the Minnesota showcase, the big game in Minnesota, you know, at the big arena, and it was a big thing in Canada to know about that. And right now we're making strides in Illinois to make it prominent, and stuff like this, the partnership with Marquee, having showcases. We're trying to get high school hockey to par with Minnesota, which is probably a long way away, but we're making the right steps, and things like this, putting players on air, putting them on Marquee is awesome.
You mentioned the growth, especially the Chicagoland area, and I know that's one of the big motivations behind the magnificent new facility that's going up, opening in August of 2025, your practice facility. But that's not just about the Wolves and a place for them, the team to practice. It's about the community and everyone else. How did that idea come to be, and what do you see that impacting kind of the Chicagoland area?
Well, first of all, it was by the Mayor Stevens of Rosemont. We play at the All-State in Rosemont, and he wanted our team closer. He always talked about having a practice facility, and come to fruition in the past year. And I just happen to know a builder and an operator, which is Mount Prospect Arena, sure. Nick Papanikolaos, and I brought everyone together, and they took it from there. I brought them together, and it's awesome because it brings the community. I see what happens in other rinks. I see what happens in this Mount Prospect Arena with the high school. I know they're big backers of Viator High School. I worked for, I helped with the Barrington program back in the day. So I'm very familiar with the high school side of things. But any rink, and especially dual rinks with the two arenas in it, it brings a lot of people together. It's a community. It's just not hockey. It's about the community. But having an arena, us practicing out of there, but seeing minor hockey out of there, high schools out of there, high-end programs, and there's going to be kids that are going to be coming through these arenas. They're going to play pro hockey, play college hockey, whatever. And it's kind of a nice thing to see that people come through these programs, play at these arenas. They've skated on this ice, and one day, I know there's kids that have come through these arenas that have played in the NHL that we're watching on TV.
I know one of the motivations, and just reading some of the public statements too, is if you're a hockey parent, especially in this area, you're familiar with the 10:50 p.m. ice slots for your 10-year-old. The 6 a.m. time slots before school for your 9-year-old. So, what do you see as potentially the impact of just more ice? And I know, I've seen quotes from Papanikolaos indicating that they want even more because they know there's a demand. They don't want to have kids playing hockey at 10:50 p.m. on a Tuesday night.
That's exactly. And if you do the background on the Mount Prospect Arena, it's actually Nick Sr. He wanted some ice for his grandkids because it was so hard to get ice, and that's how they got into the ice arena business. And you got to tip your hat to them because they've really taken it in Mount Prospect. I know they're involved in other arenas. They might be building some more arenas above and beyond the Rosemont ones, but it's a huge undertaking for parents and kids, and especially there's curfews and getting home late and school work through this, so more availability to ice time, prime ice, as we say, like anywhere from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 9 at night is prime ice, and there isn't enough of it around here. And like you said, I know from my own experience with my kids, getting home at midnight, after midnight, and even when they were old enough to drive, they couldn't drive because there was curfews, and
right.
So you're going through all that. So the availability of ice is so much better, and the programs are expanding, and and again, when all hockey is going well, it's good for everyone.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to Marquee Sports Network, everybody, live from Mount Prospect Ice Arena. I'm Dylan Ward. That's Andrew Rubin. Wes Anderson down at sideline. We'll hear from him in a minute. Jimmy the Wiz Olsen and Gerard Boris, our technical engineers, and Matt Freeman on the camera. We've got St. Viator and St. Ignatius. It is the Wolfpack who carry the lead into the third period after breaking the tie via the goal from Austin Haynes late on the power play.
Yes, and we saw that was the first power play opportunity they had, St. Ignatius. They took advantage of it. But at the end of that second period, I believe was a penalty for Jackson Steinloff of St. Ignatius that he took. So St. Viator will start the period with a 2-minute power play with a chance to try to tie this game up.
Andrew, you're right, and it actually went in as a 2 and a 10 against their leading scorer. Not just their leading scorer, but the SHL's leading scorer, Jackson Steinloff, unavailable here for the third period. So that's for the beginning of the third period, I should say. He'll be able to come on at the end, but St. Viator has scored in 3 straight games in the third period. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack have allowed a third period goal in 4 of their last 5 games, and we saw St. Ignatius trail 1-0 and 2-1 to Glenbrook South before a 4-goal explosion in the second period. So we know that they can score in bunches, and we'll see what happens as the teams get ready to take the ice.
Yeah, and Dylan, we mentioned Jackson Steinloff, not only him missing 12 minutes, but he's also one of the top penalty killers for this St. Ignatius team. A huge loss for St. Ignatius. Again, he will be back to play with, I guess, 5 minutes, maybe a little bit shorter if St. Viator scores on this 2-minute man advantage.
Yeah, no kidding, Andrew. How about 3 shorthanded goals and 1 shorthanded assist as he leads the team in shorthanded points as St. Viator now returns to the ice wearing white, St. Ignatius wearing black. As we're going to send it down to Wes Anderson, who's standing by with head coach of the Wolfpack, Spence Montgomery.
Thanks, Dylan. Coach Austin Haynes breaks the tie there in the second period. He's got 6 goals in 5 games. Just how special is he?
Yeah, he's a special player, captain, leader, bought into our program. We need our power play to click. I think you know this. We're at 15% in the SHL. That number's got to go up so we can take advantage of those opportunities.
Speaking of the power play, 1 for 2 on the power play, 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Just how hard is this team to beat when special teams is clicking on both sides of the ice?
Yeah, we love the PK. We call it the bomb squad. You got to find a way, send guys, commit to blocking shots, and we know that's going to lead us to the Graceland.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Thanks, Wes.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. Wes Anderson, the third member of our team, has been down on ice level all night long. And Andrew, plenty of time here, and it's anyone's game.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned all throughout this game, how fast both these teams play. Really not a question that there will be chances for both of these teams in this one. Opportunities to score both for St. Ignatius to extend their lead and for St. Viator to tie this game and potentially take a lead as well.
It's been a solid night for the goaltenders. Brock Hare, 20 saves on 22 shots. Meanwhile, St. Ignatius' goaltender Brody Netsky, 13 saves on the 14 shots, but sometimes we suspect that those shots on goal are not what they should be. We saw a couple of those instances where there were 3-4 shots on goal in just a matter of seconds that were only counted as 1.
And yes, Dylan, both these goalies have been as advertised. Looks like we're going to get a delay because we need to get a second guy in the box to serve that 2-minute penalty for Jackson Steinloff.
And it looks like that will be Reed Pienta as one man drops his stick from the St. Viator bench. That was Rice. And now we're finally ready to go. We've switched back to our first period shooting side. St. Viator goes from right to left, and St. Ignatius from left to right. Got a nice jersey matchup here. Don't forget to vote on the jersey battle. The round of 32 voting starts tomorrow. You can find that on the SHL Network Instagram. That is at SHL Network. Make sure to follow and like all of the final score posts from every game here in this league. Here's a pass over to Hogan. He shoots, and that one blocked. Rebound goes to the far side half boards. Koenig now tries a shot. That one wouldn't go as it comes out of the zone. Or actually, not quite. O'Neal now gets it down low. Koenig now to the center. Priswara, goaltender, way out of position, but able to make that stop.
Looked like it was an attempted cross-ice pass there puck deflected off a couple of bodies. It seemed like found its way right to the front of the net. And it had a wide open net. It looked like it was a St. Viator player, but unable to really corral that puck. Just kind of changed directions and slid right into the pads and under of Brody Netsky.
Now Wes Anderson has transitioned over to that left side. He had a pretty good view of that one.
Yeah, guys, Netsky able to just drag that left leg ever so slightly. That puck almost reached the goal line, but he was able to keep that one from going across the line, keep this 2-1 hockey game.
One thing I actually want to talk about, Dylan, is it's real hard to start a power play after an intermission. You know, power plays are something you want to have when you have good feel with your teammates and chemistry, and it's hard to come out of an intermission with something like that, even though they do have the new fresh ice. So it is a little bit help on that, but just that makes it that much more difficult overall.
30 seconds left on it. Just getting started here in period number 3 at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. So glad he could join us on this Saturday night, live on Marquee Sports Network. Here's Colton Newhouse, goes up high with it. Speck, now down to Loftus, takes a shot, he scores! Ryan Loftus stays red hot. He ties the game up 2-2. And he's now got 8 points in his last 3 games.
It looked like Ryan Loftus got that puck attacking right on that right side, and he takes a shot that beats Brody Netsky to the glove side. It also looked like a St. Ignatius penalty killer broke his stick on that play, and when he went to the bench to go grab a stick real quick, that's when Loftus slid behind there and gave him that space to walk in and rip a laser to the lower left-hand side of the net to even this game at 2.
Yeah, Rubes, good pickup on you. I think that was Jimmy Doherty that had to go to the bench to pick up a fresh twig, and as you mentioned, that gave Loftus the lane to come in and score that goal here for the Lions.
Something to take note of for St. Ignatius fans is that now Jackson Steinloff will be in the penalty box until the first whistle after 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Of course, 10 minutes now. He has to wait until he will be able to return to the ice.
Each team now with a power play goal here in this one as St. Viator's league-leading power play comes through. Now 1 for 3 on the night. As the leading scorer for this team, Ryan Loftus gets his 12th goal and 25th point on the season. Now here's Waltuck. He scores! You talk about two ends of the spectrum. Zach Waltuck with just his 2nd point of the season, and St. Viator's got their first lead of the evening.
And what a play that was from Waltuck. Makes the move around the defenseman and lets go of an absolute bomb to the upper corner of the net. Wes, you were down there, but that shot had a little bit of extra on it and able to beat Brody Netsky.
Yeah, not often are you able to beat Brody Netsky when he's on top of his crease like that. I mean, if that shot is 6 inches higher, that's hitting the crossbar and going probably out of play, but just perfect placement there, and the Lions get their first lead of the night.
And Wes, we talked about earlier that shift after a goal is so important. We saw St. Ignatius take advantage earlier. We see St. Viator come through with it now.
So 2 goals on their first 3 shots of the 3rd period for the St. Viator Lions. As we said, they can score in bunches. We saw them put 4 in the net in the 2nd period during that Glenbrook South game, and they have now scored in 4 straight games in period number 3.
I think we're having a discussion as if this was offsides on the play. It'll depend on where the face-off is at.
Not too many shots on goal, though, for St. Viator. The defense from St. Ignatius doing a good job. St. Viator averages the 2nd most shots on goal per game in the league at 30. But on pace to have less than that tonight.
I still would not be surprised if they get to it, Dylan. I think a lot of that, the lower shot totals from is because of that first half of the first period that we saw. But since then, when we saw that, the intensity and speed of this game pick up even more, and more open ice, the shot numbers have gone up as well.
Now here's Speck. Back up high, left point, sent down to the left circle. Crazy bounce off a stanchion. That allows Meyer to get it towards the net with a backhand, but could not bury it. Now instead, here's Vasek. Vasek down below the goal line, gets knocked off the puck by Hogan, and the Wolfpack will clear it back down in. Przwara knocks it off the near boards and out. Backhands this one the length just after stepping over the center ice line. Two quick ones by St. Viator. As they look for a third, that one wouldn't go. LeBoy gets it back up high, Speck right point. Down to LeBoy. Looks for Przwara in the slot. Intercepted by the Wolfpack. Now a lead pass. Here's Bossert. Jackson Bossert centers it. Brady Vasek could not bury it. So now here's Speck. Missed his man with a pass. It goes all the way down for icing. 12:41 to go in the third. 3-2 Lions.
Looking to set up that stretch pass there were the St. Viator Lions. What that is, the risk you run is if you aren't able to connect on it, it will almost always certainly be an icing and bring the faceoff back into your own zone.
Two goals for the Lions, separated by 45 seconds. That's where we stand so far here in the third period. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson with you tonight. As this third period is brought to you by Glenbrook South Hockey here on the SHL Network. Here's Loftus in the slot. He shoots, finding some space in a shooting lane, but at the last minute a stick gets in the way.
Some great patience there from Loftus. Let his player drive that center line, brings both defensemen back, opens up that space where he goes to, trying to get himself a little bit more space to get that shot up, but the last second taken away by St. Ignatius defender.
12:22 to go in the third. Puck falls at the left wing faceoff circle. St. Viator attacking zone. The Wolfpack win it and send it all the way down for another icing. We'll do it again.
Thought maybe there was a chance that puck would find its way on net, but Brock here up against his post. Watch it go about, I'd say, 8 to 12 inches just wide of the net, and we'll have another faceoff in the St. Ignatius zone.
Same dot. Aiden O'Neill ready for the draw. He wins it. Loftus up to Lee. Now back for O'Neill. Newhouse gets it to O'Neill, tried to center it, but that's intercepted by the Wolfpack. Here they come. And it's Austin Haynes, who already has a goal tonight, looking for an assist this time, but could not center it for Michael Hollop.
Great stick there from Hong on St. Viator to tie up Hollop.
Now Loftus. Back up high, and Ignatius will come the other way again. Here comes Danny O'Connor. Sends it down to the near side corner now. Try to get it back from a pass from Austin Haynes. That was a nice play.
Great stick from Brock here. If he doesn't deflect that pass, good chance it ends up in the back of the net.
Now a 2-on-1. Newhouse shoots. And a glove save. Making it look easy there is Brody Netsky.
Huge save there for Brody Netsky and St. Ignatius, keeping this at a one-goal game.
And guys, O'Neill was on the back door too, so if Netsky gives up any rebound there, it's possibly 4-2. So great on him to just snare that with the glove and just get a whistle for his team.
You're right, Wes. Just as important as that first save is keeping the no rebound as well.
11:28 to go in the third period. St. Viator holding on to this lead that they gained for the first time in this third period. They're looking for more. Here's a shot. That one stop. Rebound goes down low. Rice up to Colpins. Down below the goal line. St. Ignatius looking to get it out of there. They will. Here comes Danny Heidkamp. Heidkamp over the line. Left wing side. Takes a shot. Stick right and close. And look out. That made it all the way over the protective netting.
Seen both teams doing a great job getting sticks and bodies in that shooting lane. I feel like we've already seen at least north of 5 to 8 shots blocked early on in this third period, Dylan, and that's exactly what you have to expect from both of these teams. We've heard both coaches allude to it as well.
As I'll remind both of you guys, and maybe especially Wes, we do have to make a selection for our Wintrust save of the game. Have any stood out to you guys so far?
Real tough for me to say. One that especially stands out for Brock Hare was the initial save he made on Austin Haynes, but right immediately after that was the rebound that Haynes was able to bury on that one goal.
Now it's Papiel to Speck. Off the boards and tipped out, regained by St. Ignatius. Max Meyer through neutral ice, comes over the line. Meyer toe drag and a shot into the glove of Hare once again as he makes save number 22.
And Dylan, go back to your point just before that. I think save of the game for me is Brody Netsky in the first period when he made what was 3 or 4 saves on that breakaway early on. So something just to keep in mind as we go forward here. If the Wolfpack are able to get back in this game, a few saves by both goaltenders have just been outstanding here tonight.
Short-handed, I believe it was Loftus that had a breakaway as well that Netsky made the save on.
10:15 to go here in period number 3. Plenty of game left. As we've got 10-10 now as Netsky covers it up. St. Ignatius' best period is the third period according to goal differential, 23-4, 16 allowed. Meanwhile, the third period, St. Viator's worst by differential, +3, 17-14. Although that number is now 19-14 and +5. At least as it stands now. As we are back underway.
I believe it's actually only +4 because that first goal was a power play goal. Oh, sorry, that's only for player stats. Excuse me, Dylan. Completely disregard that.
Oh, that's all right. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, and Wes Anderson with you. It's been a fun one here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. A lot more action than the scoreboard shows. Now this one thrown in front. They could not whack that one through. Now another shot towards the net by Moynihan wouldn't go. St. Viator clears it off the near side and out, and here comes Isaiah Barbie. He's back out there after suffering an injury. Good to see that here for St. Viator.
Going back to that play, again we saw the active stick of Brock Harris. I believe it was Heidkamp who was right in his kitchen on that one. If Hare doesn't get a stick, it's a great opportunity for him.
Now this one centered, and sitting right there was Austin Haynes. Boy, he would have had a really good look had that puck got to him. One-on-one right in front of the net. Now the other way, Cibitroff takes a shot. Getting a stick in the way, Jimmy Doherty, as he sends it up and out of play.
We're going back to that up and down action again. Couple chances for St. Ignatius and couple chances for St. Viator. Both these teams, immediately after one chance is over, once they gain possession, they're looking to generate offense.
Drop of the puck, won by Ignatius. They'll play it off the near boards and neutral ice and down into Viator's end. Here's Jiang Hong. Missed a pass, and it will be an icing this time against the Lions, and they'll take the D-zone draw.
And we see this is the first line now with St. Ignatius out there. But centering it now is, I believe, Danny O'Connor in place of Jackson Steinloff, who again is serving that 10-minute misconduct penalty. That's who fills this middle role for them on this top line.
As we still await the return of Steinloff, here's a one-timer in the slot by Michael Hollab. Wouldn't go as this one centered. Another good look for Austin Haynes, but that one was stopped by Hare.
Couple of good looks there for St. Ignatius. Set play right off the faceoff for a one-timer and working that puck from under the goal line for another one-timer, but Brock Hare is there to meet the challenge.
Halfway through period number 3. St. Viator wins this faceoff. Papiel tried to clear it out, kept alive, and hand pass blows the play dead.
I think every St. Viator fan, player, and coach all just yelled hand pass at the exact same time as that play. Almost would have gotten waved if not for the stick lift by St. Ignatius there.
Huge game in the standings, huge final 8.5 minutes as St. Ignatius currently with 30 points and St. Viator with 29. And New Trier Green, the only team ahead of either of them, with 33. As we were going to get a penalty here on the near side as Loftus is hit into the boards. And that's going to send St. Viator to the power play in which they've scored already tonight.
St. Ignatius bench is not happy with the call as it's going to be cross-checking to Michael Holub.
Yeah, guys, something I talked to Spencer Montgomery about in between the intermission, just little inconsistencies with the types of penalties that were called. Going back to the call for who's in the box? Steinloff?
I believe, yeah, Steinloff got
yeah,
the
there was a little confusion for head coach Spencer Montgomery on why that was called. And we see here now he's irate that they're going to be down a man once again. As we heard talking to him before this period, they called the bomb squad. So see if they can pull through here with 8 minutes to go in the third.
All right, so here we go. 5-on-4 for 2 minutes here with 8:11 to go in the third. Viator wins the faceoff. O'Neill up to Hogan. Now down to Sibitroth left circle. Sibitroth up to O'Neill, back to Sibitroth. Those two play catch. This time Sibitroth goes down to Hogan. He tried to center it, but St. Ignatius will clear it.
Also with that penalty being to Michael Holub, another one of their top penalty killers for St. Ignatius. So they have two of their top penalty killers unavailable right now in the penalty box for this huge penalty kill.
St. Ignatius leads the SHL with 6 shorthanded goals, and 5 of those 6 have come from the 2 guys in the box. Now here's Loftus. 50 seconds have dripped away on the penalty. Loftus over the line, knocks it in, goes below the goal line. Back for Newhouse here on the near side. Now Loftus in close, takes a shot, tough angle, and the save was made by Netsky. Might have hit the side of the net. As way out of his net to play it, Brock Harrer up to LeBoy, who tips it in, and St. Ignatius dumps it down again. As this penalty kill has had a solid effort here. And now a shorthanded opportunity. Jackson Bossert could not get that one on the backhand wraparound.
Almost a surprise goal there from Bossert. Almost just fanned on the puck as he got it right in front of Brock Hare.
Now LeBoy, nice play off the boards. In front, they score! Oh, no, they didn't. Half the arena thought they did too. But that puck somehow stayed out. We'll have to check in with Wes at our next whistle. But that was not a goal.
It looked like James Rice had a wide open cage to himself, but missed it wide by about 2 to 3 inches. The penalty has now expired, and that is a huge kill for St. Ignatius.
And now here they come, 2-on-1. It's Jeremy with a shot. Stopped by Harrer. And as we get a whistle, Wes, what did you see down there?
Yeah, just a whiff on the play there. It was wide open cage. Just Rubes, you were able to pick that up too from up top, and just the 4x6 cage was just yawning there. Not sure how that wasn't able to go. The ref was skating by right as it happened. He was ready to call a goal, even had the whistle in his mouth. But either way, we're going to take a 3-2 hockey game here with 6 minutes left.
Absolutely massive turning point in this game, especially with the end of that power play. Now I believe we are about 45 seconds-ish and a whistle away from Jackson Steinloff being able to return to play.
And he's going to have some fresh legs, isn't he? Here's a shot from the left side. That didn't miss by much. Rebound comes to the near side. St. Viator's Koenig tried to play it out, kept alive, but now it will come out to neutral ice. Ignatius gets back to it, knocks it in. Lee plays it off the near side boards. And the Wolfpack will lift this one in. But it goes for icing. 5:28 to go in the third.
And you guys talk about Steinloff being in the box for the last, over 10 minutes now. It's one of those where you almost can double shift him because he's had so much rest here in the third if this Wolfpack team is not able to find that tying goal before he comes back out.
Yeah, with at most 5 minutes, 13 seconds left, especially with both teams having their timeouts, you wonder how much of those 5 minutes he will be able to play for St. Ignatius, again, with all the rest that he has had.
So I think we're only a few seconds away from the expiration of the 2 and 10.
He will need a whistle, though,
Yes.
as well.
But at this point, are we at next whistle yet? I think you said 5:17.
5:13, so we're at this point now we are, yes.
So that'll be huge for St. Ignatius. That one bouncing nearly fooled Brody Netsky. As St. Ignatius will just ice this puck, and that was an intentional play to get Steinloff out of the penalty box, and no visit to the bench. He joins the play immediately.
Yeah, Dylan, you picked that up. Steinloff didn't even look at the Ignatius bench there. He just goes immediately to the face-off dot, so you know he's hungry to tie this thing up.
Like you mentioned, you guys both beat me to it. That almost felt like it was on purpose in order to draw a whistle.
Is now left circle face-off. St. Viator takes it. Loftus goes down to O'Neill. Aiden O'Neill back up to Loftus, high slot. Could have had a good look, but bobbled the puck. Delayed offsides. St. Viator tags up, and that allows Ignatius to work with it. This one knocked in. Won't be an icing as Harrer comes out of his net to settle it down. Hogan, but taken away, centered. Here's a shot. Steinloff hit a big save made by Harrer on Jackson Steinloff, point blank. And before you break it down, Andrew, we will remind you, book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or coworkers this holiday season. Go ahead.
And yes, Dylan, second time this period we've seen St. Viator have trouble under their own net. Again, we saw St. Ignatius force a turnover, get that puck right to the front of the net. We saw it almost shorthanded earlier as well, something to watch out for. If Ignatius can keep applying this pressure under the net of St. Viator forcing turnovers, they are bound to tie this game up.
I know we still got a little while till then, but in your guys' opinions, down by 1 in this type of game, when are you pulling the goaltender?
I think me and Wes have had this discussion a little bit. I'm sub 2 minutes with possession in the zone. That's when I would, as quick as I can there. And then once you get under a minute, you really got to think anytime you get any sort of possession, especially on the positive side of the red line, is when you got to look to pull your goalie.
Now here's Ignatius rushing in. Here's a shot. That one stopped. Rebound hit the post from Steinloff. Now right in front. Hollefin on the shot. And it gets cleared out. 2 to 3 grade A scoring opportunities for the Wolfpack as they look to tie this one up.
Headlined, as you mentioned, by that shot rebound chance from Steinloff that went off the post. Then that puck was bouncing when I believe it was Hollub had a swing at it, but because of the puck was in midair, Camp with a whiff and the puck went right between his legs.
We've got an exciting ending coming up here on Marquee Sports Network. Dylan Ward, Andrew Rubin, Wes Anderson here with the call. That looked off sides, and they will get him for it. Sort of an awkward play, but the decision was made.
Yes, and I do believe that was offsides. It looked like St. Ignatius player was out in front of the puck carrier there, which drew the whistle.
2 goals scored by the Lions, separated by 45 seconds here early in the period. The difference, as St. Ignatius led this thing 2-1 heading into the third. Here's a shot, tough angle. That one stopped by Netsky. Rebound. Here come the Wolfpack out of the zone. Over the line, here's a shot. That one would not go. Some of the fans complained about offsides, but I think that one was fine.
I agree with you on Dylan. I think that was an onside play.
We've seen some late magic from this Wolfpack team before. They were down 4-1 last night to Fenwick before they scored 2 late goals to bring themselves within 1. They were trailing 1-0 late in the O'Grady Cup Thanksgiving tournament, where they tied the game with, I believe, 16 seconds and ultimately winning in quintuple overtime. Myself and Wes were on the call for that one.
The marathon game.
Yes, it was. I had to go to Starbucks, get myself a medicine ball tea right after.
Looks like we're going to have a penalty here behind the play.
Yeah, as we've got a St. Ignatius player down with injury. He gets back up in a hurry, but the Wolfpack will have an opportunity on the power play, and with 2:31 to go in the third, you got to figure a timeout's coming for head coach Montgomery.
I don't know if a timeout is coming because I believe he has his top line players ready to go and rested on that power play. I think he's going to save it.
That's a good pickup by you, Andrew.
So he can give these players, he can play these top players for a shift, take that timeout, keep them on the ice. So if need be, he can play them for the rest of the third period. Also, Dylan, before you ask, I would think about pulling my goalie here if I get possession, even though it's north of 2 minutes, but because you have the power play.
Yeah, make it a two-man advantage on the 6-on-4. Here's a shot from up high. That one stopped. As we remind you once again tonight, all power plays on the SHL Network. In tonight's case, the Marquee Sports Network are sponsored by RSM, the power of being understood. 1 for 2 on the power play are the Wolfpack.
Huge moment in this game.
Still in his net, Brody Netsky. This one will be cleared down. As we do know, Andrew, the risk of pulling your goaltender in this situation is you can allow the other team to ice the puck and take a shot at the empty net without risking too much.
Absolutely, but I think that's definitely worth the risk to get the extra body on the ice.
Steinloff now up high. Dunley shoots. That one wouldn't go. Steinloff gets it back, centers it. Unable to deflect that one home is Austin Haynes. Now here's another shot that got blocked. Rebound, they score! Max Meyer took the shot. There were bodies in front, but the Wolfpack don't care who. They just care that this game is tied.
I do believe that puck got redirected. Wes, you had a better angle from where you were saying if you could see if Austin Haynes got a stick on that one.
Yeah, I had a good look at it. The way that Max Myers is reacting, I think he got the goal, but nonetheless, great net front presence by Haynes to cause some chaos in front of Hare. And boys, we got a 3-3 hockey game.
Absolutely. What a moment to tie this game right there. We saw great possession from St. Ignatius in the zone. Worked around a little bit, and like you said, that high shot with a net front presence, whether it got deflected or not. Still a great chance to generate, and that's what ends up tying this game for St. Ignatius.
They give credit to Max Meyer, so we'll do the same up here in the booth. Just his third goal of the season, as now he joins Hutch Dunley as the second Wolfpack to score their third goal of the season here tonight. 100 seconds to play in regulation. 3-3 your score. The last time these two teams met, it went to OT, tied at 3-3. Could we have the same story here tonight? It's been a wild one here on Marquee Sports Network. We thank you for spending some time with us. Don't go anywhere. Anyone's game here with 90 seconds to play. Here's Hogan with a shot. That one kicked out of there. Rebound goes to the far side, Przwara. Now to the near side, Sibitrov. Back up high, Hogan left point. Got it down to LeBoy. Now a touch pass. Here's a shot, and that one wouldn't go. Przwara unable to bury that one, but what a passing play, as we saw there from LeBoy, Sibitrov, and Przwara. Now Hogan goes across. Here's another shot. They score! 1 minute left, and St. Viator takes the lead right back. Pepe LeBoy III puts them in front 4-3.
We see it's this line for St. Viator as well. Again, they generated that first goal. They had a great passing play right before that. And we see again what great puck movement they had inside the zone, making Brody Netsky move back and forth. And puck finds Pepe LeBoy, who makes no mistake with it and buries it to give St. Viator a lead. 59 seconds remaining.
And guys, LeBoy had about a 6-inch window to put that puck where Netsky had his body away from the post there. Just a great shot. The Lions regain the lead here.
It's like St. Ignatius is going to pull their goalie right off their face-off here as that shot goes wide.
Yep, 6 attackers out and an empty net to shoot at for Viator. Here's a shot. That one gloved by Harrer. Still without using their timeout.
Looks like they will use it now.
46.6. What a game it's been, boys. 4-3 your score, as it looked like overtime might be our fate after Ignatius tied the game up late. But a quick answer by the St. Viator Lions. Pepe LeBoy's goal coming 46 seconds after Myers' tying goal.
Right now in this timeout, we see St. Ignatius getting that dry erase board out. We see St. Viator also getting their instructions as well. It appears that the goaltender will be pulled for St. Ignatius on this one. Obviously, this faceoff is so important. Both teams going over what happens in both the situation of when if they win or lose the face-off. But for St. Ignatius, the message has to be if you get any sort of possession, you got to try to find a way to get that puck in bodies to the front of the net. We've seen them have great puck movement all night, finding some open guys. They had a good chance right there, but not getting good wood on that one-time attempt was Austin Haynes. And as for St. Viator, expect them to be blocking shots, selling out, doing whatever it takes to try to get this puck out of the zone right here. Probably not even worried too much about the empty net with this much time left, unless the chance arises. Really just more worried about getting the puck out and getting the puck deep into the St. Ignatius zone.
You never know what to expect here in the SHL. And on the final game before 2025 New Year, boy, has it lived up to that expectation. Left circle face-off coming, 6 attackers out. First unit out there for Spence Montgomery and company. Steinloff ready for the face-off. Puck falls, he wins it. Sent back up to the point, Meyer gets it to the slot. Hollub could not connect as it's cleared out by St. Viator. All the way down it goes. Icing waved off, and St. Ignatius bench goes palms up, and I would have to agree. I'm not sure why that wouldn't have been called. Now they come back over the line. Here's Steinloff centering it. Hollub back up high. Here's a shot blocked by Sivitroth, getting his body in the way. Now Hollub goes far side, takes a hit below the line. Now here's a shot on Harrer. He makes the stop. 12 seconds left. St. Viator cannot clear just yet. Now they will off the boards as it goes out to neutral ice. Time running out. St. Viator, one last shot. They'll come over the line. Can't get it off in time. And the St. Viator Lions come back in this one and win it late with the goal by Pepe Laboy with just under a minute to go. And the Lions are going into winter break red hot here as they win at home.
Getting lost in that was a huge block shot by Sivitroth on that one, diving, completely selling out. But what a game we just had. Both teams giving their best punches to each other, back and forth, back and forth. St. Viator ends up landing the last punch and holds on to win what was an absolute thriller here in Mount Prospect.
All right, well, we're going to have some post-game festivities here for you, including an interview from Wes Anderson. But wow, what a game that was, and what a third period. St. Viator ties it, takes the lead. Ignatius ties it back up, and Pepe Laboy scores with a minute to go, and he will be your interview as Wes Anderson stands by with the game-winning goal scorer.
Thanks, guys. Pepe, Ignatius able to tie things up late in that third period. What was the message on the bench after they scored that third goal?
We know we had him the whole time. It's just a matter of our confidence and keeping it cool and just playing our game and our roles.
Now going back to your game-winning goal, what were you seeing? It seemed like you guys are doing a great job of moving the puck across the ice. I saw you had just a little bit of a sliver of a shot there. Just take us through that goal.
I know my boys got me, so if I give them the puck, they're going to give it me back, and I just scored it.
All right, thanks. Go enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. We'll head into one more timeout here on Marquee Sports Network. When we come back, we'll have our final thoughts.